truth by creating an incentive for untruth. Far from caring about the harmful effects of algorithms, the social media companies and their allies / competitors in the press rely on them, I think, to make money. I see three main problems. First, the marketing of hatred. The case of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle forcefully makes the point. The data analyst's bot Sentinel looked at 150 Twitter posts about the couple since January 2020 and found two things. Firstly, that 55 accounts had been set up solely to post negative material about them, and 28 more accounts had been set up to amplify those messages. And secondly, that the Twitter algorithm, which suggests people you might want to follow, urged someone who had viewed one hate account or message to follow several others. These 83 accounts were responsible for 70% of the negative content targeted on the couple. One account posted 111,031 messages about them. Bot Sentinel reckons there are 264 single-purpose hate accounts solely targeting Harry and Meghan. To the innocent bystander, it looks like the whole world hates Harry and Meghan. No, there we are. But this is not just ordinary, spontaneous or altruistic hatred. It is deliberate and coordinated. It uses social media recommender systems to amplify hatred. Like all clickbait, it uses hatred to entice people to follow a link to an article on another client web page where money is to be made, which is how it knowingly monetizes hatred, as shown by the network of YouTube channels that notched up 497 million views and $3.48 million on the back of hateful and inaccurate material about Meghan alone. 3 YouTube channels, Yankee Wally, Murky Meg, and according to Taz, had more than 70 million views and earned $494,730, all on the back of hatred of Meghan. The same goes for UK newspapers that fill their online sites with hateful Meghan material. It is becoming their richest clickbait seam, apart perhaps from the sidebar of shame on Mail Online. It drives viewing and earns advertising income, which is why so many British opinion writers pen so much drivel about the couple, not because the story matters, it doesn't, not because the writer genuinely cares about it, they don't, but because it makes money. That is not journalism. It's a perversion of journalism. And yet again, it means that the press see other people's lives as commodities to be traded.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel everybody, and thank you so much for watching. What's going on, guys? I am Jade. If you're new here, the person whose voice and whose face you are seeing on the screen is Chris Bryant MP. He is a UK, hold on, let me share this here. So he's a UK lawmaker, and according to this, let me see. His opinion matters. Okay, he's been a lawmaker for some time now. So Chris Bryant is the Labour MP for Rhondda and Omgur, sorry if I'm butchering the name, and has been an MP continually since June 7, 2021. He currently holds the government's position of Minister of State, Department of Culture, Media and Sport, and Minister of State, Department for Science, Innovation and Technology. So he knows what he's talking about, and he's out here outlining the result of an inquiry that was launched into discussing some of the hate that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have continued to receive, and how money is an incentive to this. Money is the reason why these people continue to do this. And because of the way the algorithm is set up, the algorithm doesn't care whether the stories you're telling is the truth, whether the story you're telling is false. The algorithm only cares that people are clicking on the story. people want to see what you're saying. So that's the only thing that really matters to the algorithm. And that's the reason why it is a very dangerous situation, very murky situation that we are in, because you have people who now have a reason to go after an innocent woman. This woman has done nothing to them. Most of them didn't even know who she was prior to meeting Harry and marrying Prince Harry. They had no idea. She had already been living her life. And that's the reason why whatever she does, whatever Meghan Markle does, they always try to minimize it. They try to downgrade it. They try to downplay it and make it seem as though she's copying from someone, when in reality, her faves, their faves are the ones that are copying from Meghan. Take for example the whole hoopla about the the show that she's about to start, the show that is coming up on Netflix. A lot of people literally compare her to all kinds of things, to the point like comparing her to Martha Stewart. I mean, it's stupid, it's unfair, but not so unfair, because Martha Stewart has been the face of that genre for a long time, so it makes any sense. It makes sense for people to say, oh, she's trying to be Martha Stewart. But for people to start comparing her to trad wife, I say she just woke up. Some even said, oh, she's reinventing herself. She's all of a sudden doesn't want to be this feminist anymore. She now wants to be a trad wife. And that goes to show you that a lot of these people, they have no idea. They have no idea about this woman, who she was prior to meeting Prince Harry. And that's okay. I'm not saying everybody must know everybody, but at least take your time, do your research. Don't be regurgitating things that you have been fed by the hateful media. That's the one that really grinds my gears. So, they saw this, oh, she's now trying to be a trad wife. Oh, she's now deviating from her feminist era. No, you can do so many things. You can be a feminist. Being a feminist means supporting women, whatever they want to do. If a woman decides that she wants to be a homemaker, that she wants to quit her Fortune 500 job, okay, making 1 million a year, making 100 million a year, she wants to quit that job and become a full-time homemaker. Feminism means supporting that idea. It's none of your business. As long as it doesn't affect your life, you promote that. Okay, if a woman wants to be a go-getter, if a woman wants to be the breadwinner, she doesn't want to be slowed down. She doesn't want to be slowed down by the society. She doesn't want to be defined by what the society has predestined for her. Feminism also means supporting that. So for people to say, oh, now that she wants to be a quote unquote child wife, that means she doesn't want to be a feminist anymore. It is so stupid. It is so rooted in hate. Because I wouldn't even say the media that is pushing this, I wouldn't even say that they are ignorant, because they know. If they really wanted to, if they didn't even know, and they wanted to know the truth about Meghan Markle, they wanted to know her history and the things that she had dabbled in the past, things that she's passionate about, a simple search, a simple research. They are journalists. They have access to the biggest libraries where you can research things and find things out, things that normal people can't even go into. They have access to those things, but they don't care, because those things do not generate the clicks. Those things do not bring the clickbait. So they want to continue to prey on the ignorance of their readers, who do not know, because they have managed to lie to their readers and made them believe that this woman just came out of nowhere. She didn't have a life. She had nothing. Because revealing and admitting to their readers that Meghan had a full-blown life, a very successful life, will make their English roast look stupid and dumb and lazy and irrelevant, because of the things that she had done. And people will actually take interest, because the goal, the media, the toxic media goal is to destroy Meghan while uplifting Kate. You know what I mean? So going into details, pushing as much as they push the hate towards her, pushing all of the things, emphasizing all of the things that she had done, all of the things that she had achieved, is basically going to, do the complete opposite of their goal of what they're trying to achieve. So they won't do that. And that's the reason why I'm so proud of Meghan's supporters. Okay. I'm so proud because you guys, your voices are so loud, and you make sure, especially when they tried to say that she was copying this and she was trying to be a child wife and she's reinventing herself, the way, the Success Squad came out and be like, no, no, no. The last thing you're going to try and do is to minimize this woman's achievement and sweep certain things under the rug. And you guys came with facts, and you guys were loud, and you guys were firm, very assertive in pushing the truth about Meghan and all of the things that she had done. That this is literally what she was doing, with her, the TIG. This is visualizing it. This is bringing the TIG into television. That's basically what it is. And I could not be more proud of you guys, because I'm telling you guys, we're going into places that, just making sure that those words, those informations were coming out. And if you even look at the conversation, it has completely shifted from it just being, oh, she's trying to reinvent herself. Because now more people now know that no, she's not reinventing herself. No, she is continuing what she had always done, something that she had to stop doing because, according to the royal, because she wanted to be supportive of Harry, she wanted to be understanding, she wanted to be a dutiful wife and supporting, because she really wanted to get into being a part of the royal family. And one of that is one of such ways is by, they told her that she had to quit her everything that she was doing, just so that she can really be fully immersed in it. So I love you guys for that. It is amazing, and you guys really should be proud of yourself, because really, they really got the message that no, she didn't just wake up and decide. Hit the like button, guys, please. They eventually learned they had no choice because it was everywhere. They eventually had to learn that no, she didn't just wake up one morning and decided that she was going to do this. This has been a part and parcel of her life. And so that's the MP basically sharing the result of an inquiry, that was like an investigation into the kind of hate. As you can even hear, if you want to watch it later on in playback, you will even hear several YouTube pages, YouTube accounts where even mentioned people who have made upwards of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, because there is a lot of money to be made. The truth no longer matters to them. Nothing matters to them anymore than just to make money. And when the truth becomes secondary and making money, financial gains become the primary goal, trust me, you stop believing. The idea is that once that means you need, as a person, to stop believing what you're being told, because if the primary goal shift from spreading the truth to making money, that means such a publication should not be trusted, because that means they will stop crossing their T's and dotting their I's. There'll be no guardrails. There'll be nobody even trying to hold anybody accountable. You know what I mean? So it has been a journey, and even this victory, even the victory of Prince Harry, even this victory is as a result of the strong support system that Meghan has provided Prince Harry, honestly. Because if it had been a situation where he was married to a woman who didn't care, a woman who was selfish, like they try to paint her, if Princess, I know this really grinds the gears. Oh my gosh, whenever I say Princess Meghan Markle, Like you can just see their, like I imagine their head is about to explode because they become even more vicious in the comment section. She is not a princess. She is not a like you could just feel that they are about to explode. Okay. And I love it because if you go against your better judgment and set out to destroy somebody that you don't even know from a hole in the wall, you've never met this person, you don't know this person, nothing you know about this person. If you decide that this is what you're going to do, guess what, buddy? Guess what? I'm going to make it uncomfortable for you. If you decide the way you set out to destroy this woman that you don't even know prior to Meghan being married to Harry, being introduced to the world as Harry's girlfriend, fiance, and future wife, a lot of you didn't even know anything. You're just running off with the lies that you have been fed by people who actually have an incentive, who have money as an incentive, as a reason to go after this woman. So when I see you about to explode, when I see you typing in the comment like you're about to bust an artery, I'm sorry, but it makes me feel good. And when I know that calling Meghan Markle Princess Meghan really drives you crazy, drives you to the, like, it makes me feel good. Okay? So I am really, really, I'm glad. So anyways, let's talk about this situation where William tried to up one Meghan. Remember the Meghan show that we're all excited about that was supposed to premiere on the 15th of January that had to be put on pause because of the LA fires? Come to find out, Prince William was trying to sniff off some of the attention. Like all of a sudden, Prince William is planning an engagement, a royal engagement, or whatever. And guess what happened? As soon as Princess Meghan made a decision to like pause the release of the show, all of a sudden Prince William is like, oh, canceling the engagement that I had that was only set out to like create stress, to like not stress, to like get to like self filter some of the attention, which I don't even think that was gonna happen. Okay, I don't think that any of these people can do anything to sabotage Princess Meghan's TV events or anything that she has going, because they have tried. Okay, they don't have the ability, they don't have the energy, and not for a lack of trying, because we know that they have been trying since time immemorial. But do you know how pathetic you have to be, though? Do you know how pathetic you have to be for you to basically be targeting, be trying to compete with your brother's wife? His wife does the same thing, okay? Katie does the same thing. Like, do you know how pathetic you have to be? Do you know how attention starving you have to be? Do you know how much of a low self-esteem you have to think that, oh, I'm going to use this to take opportunity? Like, you're going after somebody who doesn't know that you exist. Like, she doesn't care. She doesn't know that you exist. Which is another thing that I think is always so funny, right? Because the royal nutters, the royalists and the nutters and the rangers, like you guys call them, rightfully call them, in my opinion, the derangers, they always talk about how, oh, she and Harry never stop talking about the royal family. They always put the royal family in their mouth and all this other stuff. And then once Harry and Meghan stop talking about the royal families in their documentary and just completely pay them dust, act like they don't even exist, all of a sudden they get angry that the royal family is not even mentioned. Like, this right here, I am highlighting this to like buttress the point that don't even try, don't even take their word for it, because in this situation it's really a matter of damned if you do and damned if you don't. When Harry talk about the family that he's been a part of for the entirety of his life, the Rangers moan and groan and complain and accuse him of trying to milk them. And then when they don't mention the royal family at all of a sudden, the Rangers moan and groan. Like, these people don't even care about you. It's Prince William that knows that he cannot get two people to watch his frigging documentary without bringing his brother's name. That he basically mentioned his brother's name. We all know how you feel about your brother. It probably would have been better if he had not even mentioned his brother's name. But he did, because he knew that that was going to generate a lot of buzz, that was going to get people to tune into his ill-fated documentary series. He knew that that was going to get people to wonder how many of the other times, how many of the other episodes he mentioned his name. He knew. Because nobody want to watch that boring-ish. Nobody cares. You know what I mean? So yeah, the whole situation is very, very, very interesting and very, very pathetic. So let me go ahead and read this article, because the way that he canceled the appointment, canceled the royal engagement, like with no, like he didn't even give any real reason why he canceled it, you know, and reputable media who can see the competitive nature in what he did, they are calling him out for it. They are basically saying, like, you have no reason to cancel and not even give a reason. Like, first of all, nobody even asked for it. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and read this. It says Prince William's schedule suddenly changed on Thursday, January 16, when he had to withdraw from an official engagement without warning. Because once it was announced that Meghan was not going to, Meghan's show was going to be on pause for a while, he didn't see a need, because in his mind, he thinks that they have done enough damage. They have used the media, allegedly. They have used the media. They have used their attack dogs to bully her enough to, like, subdue the number of views people are going to be viewing and watching, that he can now do his own competitive royal engagement, because these are the people who are basically smoking their own supply, getting high on their own supply. They are their own customer. And by that, I mean the same people that they have been using to go against, Meghan and Harry, the same people are telling them stories about how, oh, everybody hates them now, which is not true. That is absolutely false narrative. Now they are buying into the narrative. They're falling for their own bullshit, essentially. So the article says he withdrew from an official engagement without much warning. The Prince of Wales had been set to visit the Army Air Corps in whatever, where he would have met the the military personnel and their families. Apparently, this was supposed to be important, so important that they had to announce it. They had to announce to the entire world that, oh, Prince William is doing this important royal engagement shit. And their families. Prince William became the army, blah blah blah. He didn't serve. He's an honorary colonel in the army. He's an honorary colonel. He didn't serve. Okay, that privilege is strong. You know what I mean? Like, literally, that's his brother. That's the regiment that his brother served at. Prince Harry actually served. Prince Harry actually went to war. Okay? Prince Harry was deployed. His deployment had to be cut short because the same evil, wicked, toxic, selfish British media decided to leak the very location where he was serving. The same toxic British media did that. They leaked the location where this man was serving. A gross act by them. Like, they didn't care that directly put his life at risk. Because God forbid something had happened on account of them leaking those information, leaking his exact location, publishing it. God forbid something happened and he became targeted and something happened. That would have just been another money-making scam for them. That would have been more money. I wouldn't even be surprised. Okay, this is me just theorizing, not saying that this is the truth. I wouldn't even be surprised that William had a hand in co-signing, for that information to be leaked. Because he didn't serve. His brother served. By virtue of Harry serving while William didn't, he's already like miles and miles and miles ahead of William. So the jealousy of knowing that his younger brother served while he chickened out, while he was a coward and didn't serve. The reality of that really was too much for him to bear, I think, in my opinion. So I will not be surprised. I will not be surprised if the leaking of that information can be traced back to Prince William sanctioning it, approving it, for Prince Harry's whereabouts to be leaked so that he'll be forced to return so that he can come and be like him. So now he has now been named the honorary head of that regiment, and he shamelessly accept. Look at this article says, Prince William became the Army Air Corps Colonel in Chief in May 2024 when King Charles gave his eldest son the important role at the regiment where Prince Harry once served. Gave him an important role. It's not the same. Privilege. That's all there is to it. The thing is that they will never be able to dim Prince Harry's light. They never will. And knowing that is giving them sleepless night. That's the reason why you see them manufacturing things, trying to pretend as if they are working, busy doing nothing. Trying to compete. You're competing with somebody who's like miles, light years ahead of you. You're competing with somebody who couldn't possibly care less about you. They don't know if you exist. Harry and Meghan, they have moved on. They couldn't possibly be bothered. So yeah, just looking back now, I will not even be surprised because the media, they knew that he was doing a very important work. They knew he was doing an important work. And they knew how dangerous releasing the information of where he was deployed. They knew how dangerous that was going to be. And they would not have done that without the co-signing of a senior royal member. They could not have done that. Maybe that was yet another bargain that they had to come to, so that whatever it was that was happening around that time that the media was about to drop, they didn't drop it, and they'll be like, how about you post this instead? This is where Harry is deployed. Post this instead. And by that, they'll probably kill multiple birds with one stone. On one hand, the story, the hot topic story, the hot button story about the royal family that was about to be exposed will be shelved, and then, the media makes clicks and money and everything from revealing where Prince Harry is serving to. Number 3, Prince Harry gets to return home, to kind of minimize the embarrassment that Prince William may be feeling on account of Prince William not serving in the military. So there you go. So continuing, the article says Kensington Palace released a statement regarding Thursday cancellation, saying the Prince of Wales sent his sincere apologies to those who he had been due to meet, and hope to reschedule his visit at the earliest convenience. No, he's not sorry. He's not sorry. He doesn't care 2 licks about those people. He couldn't possibly care less. He couldn't possibly care less about those people. Honestly, he couldn't possibly care less. So yeah, basically saying that, oh, we're sorry about this and that. Like, what does that matter? Yeah, he's not sorry. They were just another pawn in his game. They were just another pawn that he was fixing to use, to get from point A to point B in his one-sided competition towards Harry and Meghan. Like, those people couldn't possibly care less. And that's the reason why the derangers are moaning and groaning each time they do something. They release a production on Netflix and their names are not mentioned. And the royal family is not mentioned. The derangers are up in arms about it because they want to have something that they can use to claim, oh, this is the reason why we're going after them, because they are always coming for the royal family. They always mention it because they want to keep shouting and talking about how, oh, but they never stop talking about the royal family. But then when they don't talk about the royal family, the derangers get mad. The derangers get mad, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so let's listen to this.
By creating
This is very powerful stuff, let me tell you. This is really powerful stuff. And this really gives me joy, okay? When I see reportings like this being published, it gives me joy in knowing that there are a lot of people who are paying attention to what's going on, even in politics. They are seeing the unfair bullying that is taking place against Harry and Meghan, and people are brave enough to speak about it. You know what I mean? The likes of Tom Watson, the likes of Chris Bryant, and I'm sure many others, speaking out about something that is incredibly, like, it's obvious. Like, it's obvious. Anyways, let's listen to this. This is such a profound moment, in my opinion. This is such a pivotal moment, in my opinion.
Truth by creating an incentive for untruth. Far from caring about the harmful effects of algorithms, the social media companies and their allies stroke competitors in the press rely on them, I think, to make money. I see 3 main problems. First, the marketing of hatred. The case of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle forcefully makes the point. The data analyst's bot Sentinel looked at 114,000 Twitter posts about the couple since January 2020 and found 2 things. Firstly, that 55 accounts had been set up solely to post negative material about them, and 28 more accounts have been set up to amplify those messages. And secondly, that the Twitter algorithm, which suggests people you might want to follow, urged someone who had viewed one hate account or message to follow several others. These 83 accounts were responsible for 70% of the negative content targeted on the couple.
Yeah. And a lot of these hate contents are boosted. They are boosted because they need more people. They need to create an illusion that, number one, they need to create an illusion that, you know, all these people are just going around just hating on Harry and Meghan, number one. And number two, they also need to create this illusion that, I forget the other, I lost my train of thought. There's another point that I wanted to make. But yeah, ultimately, it's about creating an illusion and making people believe that more people hate Harry and Meghan than they do, which is false. These contents are boosted. And when these contents are boosted, they are going to be boosted towards people who already have negative opinions about Harry and Meghan. And those ones are going to be the first to respond to it. You know what I mean? And the more those contents are shared among those ones who are already prone, you're already susceptible to being receptive to the anti-Harry and Meghan content, it drives the number up that is maybe haven't quite made your opinion, or you are maybe a pro Harry and Meghan, but you're seeing all these numbers, especially when they land in the trending section of Twitter, and you see, for example, they say trending 10,000, trending 50,000, 100,000, and all this other stuff. It kind of makes you feel like, whoa, all these people. But you need to understand that these posts are being boosted. They're being boosted to create an illusion. That's all there is to it. You know.
One account posted 111,031 messages about them. Bot Sentinel reckons there are 200.
Like, it's crazy. They are so relentless about this. They are so relentless.
Sentinel reckons there are 200 messages about them. 70% of the negative content are targeted on the couple. One account posted 111,031 messages about them. 131 messages. 130,000 or something messages about them. And these stories, this content are boosted. Like, it is crazy. Are targeted on the couple. One account posted 111,031 messages about them. Bot Sentinel reckons there are 264 single-purpose hate accounts solely targeting Harry and Meghan. To the innocent bystander, it looks like the whole world hates Harry and Meghan.
Which is not true. Which is not true, because much of that is also bots, you know, AI just repeating, AIs that have been programmed to respond to comments and do all kinds of things to comments. A lot of them are that. But that's not to say that the creators are not making money, because there are actual people who are going to watch this and click and make them money. These are actual people making them money. So yeah, but they also use, the aid of what is it called? They also use the aid of AI to boost and get people to spread their message and stuff.
No, there we are. But this is not just ordinary, spontaneous or altruistic hatred. It is deliberate and coordinated. It uses social media recommender systems to amplify hatred. Like all clickbait, it uses hatred to entice people to follow a link to an article on another client webpage where money is to be made, which is how it knowingly monetizes hatred, as shown by the network of YouTube channels that notched up 497 million views and $3.48 million on the back of hateful and inaccurate material about Meghan alone.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Let me roll this back. Can you imagine? Tell me why anyone would stop if they're making this much money from their, hate content against Harry and Meghan.
A network of YouTube channels that notched up 497 million views and $3.48 million on the back of hateful and inaccurate material about Meghan alone. 3 YouTube channels, Yankee Wally, Murky Meg, and according to Taz, had more than 70 million views and earned $494,730, all on the back of hatred of Meghan. The same goes for UK newspapers that fill their online sites with hateful Meghan material. It is becoming their richest clickbait scene, apart perhaps from the sidebar of shame on Mail Online. It drives viewing and earns advertising income, which is why so many British opinion writers pen so much drivel about the couple, not because the story matters, it doesn't, not because the writer genuinely cares about it, they don't, but because it makes money. That is not journalism. It's a perversion of journalism. And yet again, it means that the press see other people's lives as commodities to be traded. By creating an incentive for untruth. Far from caring about the harmful effects of algorithms, the social media companies and their allies / competitors in the press rely on them, I think, to make money. I see 3 main problems. First, the marketing of hatred. The case of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle forcefully makes the point. The data analyst's bot Sentinel looked at 114,000 Twitter posts about the couple since January 2020 and found 2 things. Firstly, that 55...
And somebody says her sister Samantha is there too. Her sister Samantha is there. Her dad is also there. Did you know that her dad recently did a special? I believe it was with Mail Online or Daily Fail or whatever, one of these toxic British tabloids. Her father, Thomas Markle, did an interview. Okay, did a special announcing that he was moving to Asia or something or the other. And then they were there. Like, do you know how much, if I'm to guess how much they had to pay for that? That would have been upward of maybe 200,000, especially if I consider how much he was paid to do the fake photo op, like pretending as if he was getting ready. This was before Meghan's wedding, pretending as if he was getting ready to go to the UK. He was acting as if they pretended, they did a whole production. Okay, they even had somebody look like they were measuring him for a suit or something or the other. So, and this is another reason why, whenever I see story about how, oh, she's so mean, her family members, she doesn't get along. Like, really? How many of you I know they will say yes, they don't mind, but they know that they are lying. But how many people would tolerate betrayal from a family? Like, your father is supposed to protect you. Your father is supposed to be there for you. Your father is supposed to make sure that bad things don't happen to you. But instead, your own father, the person who brought you into this world, is now the one selling you to the highest bidder. And yet some people have the audacity to fault her for not wanting anything to do with that man. You have a half-sister who never misses an opportunity, who never passes on an opportunity to drag her. These people are incentivizing dragging her. They are appearing on these TV shows, these toxic tabloid shows, for a fee. They are all getting paid to come. Up until when the UK tabloids decided, I guess after listening to some people, decided that they were not going to be inviting Samantha to come to their show. They were allegedly paying Samantha to make an appearance and to spit on Meghan Markle. And these are supposed to be her family members, and she's supposed to be like, oh, sure, in spite of everything that you have done to me, in spite of how much you've tried to sabotage me, I'm still going to like embrace you. No, I'm not saying that she shouldn't forgive her father. I'm sure she has forgiven him. But just because you forgive somebody does not mean that you have to invite them back into your space. Just because you forgive somebody does not mean you have to let them in. No. Forgiveness is good. Forgiveness is welcome. But then you have to cut off. It doesn't mean that things are going to go back to the way that they are. Because what they did to Meghan Markle is the ultimate betrayal. Like, they betrayed Meghan. Her father betrayed Meghan. Her sister betrayed Meghan. And as for her brother, I'm still on the fence about that one. And it is very obvious that Samantha has been very jealous and hateful of Meghan from a very, very long time. And this was an opportunity for her to act on her hate. And yet they will say things like, oh, if she was so kind, because everyone who has ever had the privilege of knowing Meghan, of being in the same space as Meghan, okay, anyone who has ever had the privilege of being in the same space of as Meghan, the one thing that they will say is that she's very kind, she's very sweet, she's very compassionate, and she's a good person. That's what they will say. So whenever those people come out and defend Meghan, you always hear pushback from the derangers saying things like, "Oh, if she was so good and she was all of these things, how come she cannot get along with her father?" She can't get along with her father because her father got greedy. That's the reason why. Her father got greedy. Her father saw the dollar signs. Her father saw that he could make money from spewing things about Meghan, from selling Meghan's story, essentially selling Meghan. Her father saw that there was a lot of money to be made from that. And so he took it. Because up until that time, she didn't have a problem with him. She didn't have a problem with him. She was very, very happy. You know, she was very proud of her dad. But once the media found out where her father lived and they were able to get to Samantha, who really doesn't have anything going on in her life, Samantha is a bum. Like, she's the ultimate bum. Nothing is going on in her life. And so Samantha was able to convince her dad, because at that time he was already an elderly man and, maybe now relying at the mercy of Samantha, decided that, he would, I'm sure that Samantha had a hand in it, but as a father, you're supposed to protect your child no matter what. No matter what, you're supposed to protect your child. Okay? You're supposed to protect your child no matter what. But then he didn't protect her. He agreed to sell his own daughter to the highest bidder. And that was how everything started. And then and that's the thing, like how clueless he was to trust the media, the same media that paid him for an interview to pretend as if he was getting ready for his daughter's wedding. The same media, when they published that article, yeah, with all of the staging, of Meghan Markle's dad, being measured and all this other stuff. When they posted that, perhaps I guess the video and the story did not gain as much wave as they were anticipating. They then decided to expose Mr. Thomas. They then decided to reveal that all of that was staged. Even the guy that they had measuring him is not even a tailor or anything. I believe they said they paid the guy $20 to just hold the tape and act like he was measuring. And the guy didn't even speak English or so. You know what I mean? That was what happened. They are the ones that revealed it themselves, that this is staged actually. None of this is real. We staged it. We paid this man to have him pose and pretend as if he was getting measured. So they are money hungry. So once that story hit and it went super viral, he became so embarrassed. By what he had done, because everyone were like, oh my gosh, people were clutching their invisible paws and all this other stuff. And then what did he do? He then decided that he wasn't coming because supposedly on his daughter's wedding day, he had been scheduled to have a heart surgery, emergency heart surgery on his daughter's wedding day, which in my opinion, I have no evidence to back this up. This is me just talking. In my opinion, this was just complete BS. In my opinion, I don't believe that he had any heart. I don't believe he had any medical emergency. I think the embarrassment was just too much. And he knew that people were going to be like gawking at him. People were going to be like judging him for what he had done, for what had been exposed about him. And so he chickened out. Because even Meghan was still begging him. He refused to attend. So that was basically how that happened. And so when I see people try to throw that in her face and say, oh, if she's such a good person like you guys are claiming, how come she doesn't have a relationship with, her father? How come she doesn't have a relationship with her half sister? All of those things are as a result of their own doing. Those people did that. She didn't do any of that. And if you've just been following what Samantha has been doing, you would know that really Samantha does not like Meghan. Samantha has no love for Meghan. No love, none whatsoever. So imagine being approached, being propositioned to spew all kinds of things, negative things and secrets and stories about somebody that you don't already like, and they are willing to pay you for it. Somebody with zero integrity, somebody that is integrity challenged will take that offer. Okay? We'll take that offer. Somebody said the royal family paid him good money not to show. I don't think so. I am the first person that will criticize the royal family. I don't think they paid him not to show. Something happened. Like, are you just coming? Because I just told you what happened. They couldn't have possibly paid him not to come if he really wanted to come. They could not. He was embarrassed for what he did. He was embarrassed for selling his own daughter. And he knew that because of the way the story had gone viral, much of the world were going to be watching that wedding. He didn't want to be there. I don't think the royal family paid him for what? I personally do not share that opinion that the royal family paid him. I think he was so embarrassed by what he did that he basically said no, he's not, he's not going. And I think that's, in my opinion, like, anyways, let me see. Somebody says Princess Meghan's brother has a YouTube channel. He talks bad about Princess Meghan on his YouTube channel. He does. I remember a long time ago that he had a YouTube channel, but I don't know if he's talking badly, but I will not be surprised if he's talking badly. But it wasn't always like that though, Was it always? Did it at the beginning, if I remember correctly, I think he was very supportive of Meghan and Harry. I believe he was at the beginning, but maybe something changed. But I do know that Samantha's daughter has always called her mother out. Samantha's daughter has always called Samantha out and has always said that nobody is fighting with you. Please don't bring your attitude here, okay? Don't come here. You're saying your own and I'm saying my own. So don't come here bringing your attitude, and don't be condescending calling me sweetie. You will be blocked from here, period. Don't come here with your condescending tone on me. What kind of rubbish is that? Do you know where you are? So you are the only one allowed to express your opinion and I'm not allowed to express mine? Is that what it is? We don't do that over here, okay? Go and rest somewhere. Come back when you have a better attitude. Barbara. So what was I saying? I was saying that the daughter has always called Samantha out, you know, daughter, and that's the reason why the media never want to show the spotlight on Samantha's daughter, because Samantha's daughter has always exposed her mother and has always said things about her mother, and but they don't want to highlight that. They don't want to talk about the things that are true about Samantha because they don't want to discredit her, because the people that they're trying to convince that, oh, Meghan is a bad person, let her half sister tell you that she's a bad person. The people that they're trying to convince do not want to see Samantha's daughter on social media or on their screen, you know, saying all these awful things about her own mother. But anyways, that's where I'm going to end this for now. Let me know what you guys think in the comment, like this video, and also share. I will catch you later. Bye.